Is this gonna be a one bottle and done video?
Heaven Hill grain to glass wheated, $99.99.
Normally, in stores, I've only seen the rye, and I've only seen the bourbon. You don't see that wheat. God, man, why did I have to do the challenge today?
Dude, they are tempting me with a good time right now.
I can't do it. I can't buy it.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Whiskey. Let's go bourbon hunting at some new stores with only $100.
All right, so I'm standing right outside of Rouse's. I have been trying to get into Rouse's for quite some time now. Being in Louisiana, these stores are everywhere. They have pretty great selections. They're very well known around the area, and they have some heavy hitting allocations a lot of times. They'll put together these baskets, and we'll talk about that a little bit more, but the baskets are always gonna be MSRP. So whatever they throw in the baskets, let's say a Pappy basket is probably gonna cost you like 500 bucks, but everything in there is MSRP. So they stack up the baskets. That's what they're known for. But today we're gonna do a bourbon hunting challenge. I'm going to limit myself to only $100 today. We're gonna hit up this Rouse's, and then we're gonna go to another store near me. But this is my hometown, so we're here at Rouse's. We'll see you inside when we check out the shelves. All right, so we made it inside. Now, one thing, all the Rouse's that I've been to for the most part have just beautiful lighting, settings, everything. The shelves look great that we're about to check out. Nice wine, cellar wine vault all the way through. They normally put some goodies in cases back here, I know, but they got just, I mean, wine, beer, whiskey for days. So it's not often that I do a solo bourbon hunt, but today I had to schedule my reserve time. So I'm still in the Air Force Reserves, although I'm not active duty anymore. Once a year, I have to go for like a 30-day period. So I got that scheduled, and I'm gonna do this on the way home solo today, I thought, and let's do a fun challenge, only $100. Here we go. So you got a High West Cask collection. This one is $62.99, and it is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in Chardonnay barrels. Rouse's barrel pick. So 62 bucks. I'm trying to think. I don't need a ton of bottles. Let's say I find one that I'm really looking for $100, would I buy it? I've had a few of these picks, the High West Chardonnay, especially the Chardonnay. River Ridge had one recently that we tried, and Sean Pines and Cairncrow had one that we tried, and I really loved it. Not gonna purchase this one today because I have a ton of High West at home that I probably don't drink as often as I should, but I know for a fact that's probably a really good bottle. Here's another look. Here's something that has got me tempted. You cannot go wrong with the Benchmark Top 4 for $15.99. Anything from the Benchmark lineup is solid. That is Buffalo Trace Mash Bill #1 distillate. I know we've talked about that quite a bit, but if I were to buy the Top 4, it wouldn't really be something to drink. I would probably dump that into the Infinity Barrel, so I'm not sure if I want to buy that just for the Infinity Barrel, but we'll see. Show off some of their picks. This is a Penelope Architect. I know someone mentioned to me recently, the Architect, by the way, is $57.99, to check out the build on the back. So this one has complex stave checked off. I'm not really sure, which ones to look for the Architect, but I'm a huge fan of Architect. They also have their Toasted pick here for $67.99. Rouse's Markets, baby. Delum pick right here. This is a cash strength bourbon whiskey, 116 proof for $59. That's actually a solid price for a store pick. Some of the Ezra Brooks products. You got Sazerac Rye. Sazerac's on sale for $20.99. That's a really good price for Sazerac. Normally, like, you see 25 bucks, which is still solid. That's a solid starter rye. They got the handle of it here for $45.99. This is the first thing that piques my interest. I'm a huge Woodford Double Oak store pick fan, and it's not every day that you come across these Double Oaks anymore. When people ask me how I feel about Woodford Double Oak, the regular shelf product, for me, I'm gonna go here all day long. If you can find a store pick, it is like lights out good for around $10 more. Same thing this year when the Woodford Double Oak came out, there was no way I'm gonna pay $200 price tag when I could go to a local store to me. So I know Rouse's and I believe Sean Pines are probably the one of the two spots locally to me that still have a Woodford Double Oak pick. I'd rather go buy a couple of those or a few of those than one bottle of Double Oak personally. But you let me know, if you had the Double Oak, was it worth it? I tried it. I didn't think it was worth it, but it was damn good. Still Austin Cash Strength, that's always a solid buy. $61.99. Sometimes you'll catch these, they'll go on sale for around 50, 55 bucks, and that's whenever I try to pick those up. Sugarfield, what's this? Sugarfield straight bourbon whiskey, 97 proof. Is this Louisiana? I'm guessing. State right here. Made in small batches. This is batch number 4, aged at least 4 years. It says blended and bottled by Sugarfield Spirits, Gonzales, Louisiana. So I'm not sure if they distill their own stuff, but it's blended by this company in Gonzales. Looking for that Jefferson's cash ring that still hasn't hit Louisiana yet, but this is all they got here for Jefferson's. Jefferson's isn't really there's not a huge market for it here. But whenever that cash ring comes, I'm buying it up. If you missed it, by the way, last night we did a live stream where we did a Patreon only giveaway. I thought this would be a good time to announce every single month now I will be giving away a bottle back to my Patreon community as a thank you for supporting me. Last night we gave away a bottle of the new WB Saffel, and then a couple others in the Patreon wanted to put up their own bottles as well for other people. So we did a WB Saffel, we did a Jefferson's cash ring, we gave one away last night, and another WB Saffel. Thank you to Al and Josh for putting up those bottles. I'm gonna be sending out the winners bottles this week. So if you're interested in doing those monthly giveaways, make sure you check out Patreon. Such a solid bottle, man, for $44. To buy 2 of those in your budget, you know, be good to go. $44.99 for that one. JT Mellick, you got the regular small batch for $42.99 and the high proof for $58.99 right there. Both a solid buy. I got a ton of JT Mellick on my shelf, so I'm gonna be leaving that for now. Look, it's the new Evan Williams 1783 American Heroes edition for 40 bucks. This bottle is so good. Me and my friend Wes were talking about how good and how much we love this bottle. I'm gonna have to call him here in a second and let him know about this. So look, what I was told when I was in Kentucky almost 2 years ago now, the American Heroes actually age at a special warehouse. So separate from the regular 1783, that's really the only difference that the worker told me, but that's interesting. Rogue Dead Guy Whiskey. Ocean aged in oak barrels for at least 2 years. 50 bucks, pretty much. Let's see. Distilled and bottled by Rogue Spirits, Newport, Oregon. So they do make their own. Distilled in small batches from the same malt as award-winning Dead Guy Ale. Oh, okay, so this might be like a beer collaboration, but this is what I'm confused about. Ocean aged? I've never heard of that before. Ocean aged in oak barrels for at least 2 years. Is this kind of like the Jefferson's Ocean? Do they put these on boats? Do any of you know anything about the Dead Guy whiskey? Got a cool little topper on it. Not gonna be buying that today though, if I don't know anything about it. This might be a candidate for me. $60.99 for the Maker's Mark French Oak 46 cash ring. I haven't had one of those in a while, and I've been passing them up a good bit. I think that's a solid one. It's one of my favorite Maker's Mark shelf products for sure. Very good. I.W. Harper, I really don't know anything about them, but I do think that's a pretty solid price for a bottle. It's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in Cabernet Sauvignon casks. You got the Wyoming Whiskey National Park. I love that label, man. It looks so pretty. 5-year, 98 proof, $79.99 for that one right there. Got another Rouse's picks, so their picks are kind of spread out. This is $55.99 for the Remus. Another solid pick. I mean, I really have not had a bad Remus yet, and their prices are always very fair. Single barrel Clyde Mays right here for $49.99. I've had a couple of the Clyde Mays stuff, not as much as I probably should though. Ragged Branch, 2 double oak. This one's a weeded double oak bourbon, and this is their signature bourbon. $56.99 for that one right there. A couple of the Bywater Louisiana products right here. Bywater, I'm a huge fan. They got the 4 grain, and then their straight bourbon whiskey, $49.99, $54.99 right there, right next to Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond for $49.99. Not every day you see these right here, the Old Soul Blue Label picks. This one is 75 bucks. Compared to like regular 750s, I always thought these were they look huge. They take up a lot of space on the shelf too. This one comes in at 118.1 proof. Does give you the mash bill, 75 corn, 21 rye, 4 barley. I'm just not sure if we got an age statement on this, but it is a private selection store pick for 75 bucks. Up top, we got some wines. Down here, we got bourbons. Let's do it. Is this gonna be a one bottle and done video?
Heaven Hill Grain to Glass Weeded, $99.99. Right there, right next to it. Bardstown Disco 11. They don't have the price tag here, but I did see it at the front desk, and it's $130 for that. But $99.99 for the weeded. You can't find that no more. You just can't. That's my favorite one that came out from that series. There's no way I could just get one and done, right? High West Rendezvous. Madeira Cask Finish. Woodford Reserve Masters Collection, the 119.5 proof. We got some Kentucky Owl tucked back here. Whistle Pig 12-year, a Maker's Private Selection for 80 bucks. Dude, they are tempting me with a good time right now. They have 3 of the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass weeded bottles. Normally, in stores, I've only seen the rye,
and I've only seen the bourbon. You don't see that weed. God, man, why did I have to do the challenge today? Because I wanted to go to another store after this. I can't do it. I can't buy it. We're gonna have to go to another store. We can't cut this bourbon hunt that short. And maybe we're going to another Rouse's. Maybe they have another one of those. That's what I'm gonna bank on. They'll have another one there. And they should have similar selection. If not, I might have to come back. Because we're sticking to it. We gotta stick strong. $100 budget, that's the rule. Oh, you know what? We gotta go see if they have Bush Apple. We got to go see if they have Bush Apple. The freaking beer paradise. Look at this. So much beer. Regular Bush, no apple though. I'm guessing they're all gone by this point. People just buy them up and they're gone. Normally we're in the car talking about our bourbon haul. We still have another spot to go to, so stay tuned for that. We're still doing the $100 challenge. It was very hard to leave those Heaven Hill Grain and Glass Weeded. Didn't go away with bourbon at this first stop, but look at this. The hot bar, we gotta talk about hot bars in Louisiana. The food's so good and pretty great price. Look, got some sweet and sour, some General Tso's, and egg roll and fried rice, $9. $9. You know, we'll see you guys at the very next spot.
Second stop, Rouse's in Youngsville. This is the closest store to my house. I live right down the road from this store, so we'll see inside.
All right, so I made it here to my home store. This is Rouse's Youngsville. Man, I'm so happy to finally get a camera here because for the longest time, I do a lot of my grocery shopping here. Like, I come buy my steaks, literally every grocery I need, and I always pass this bourbon wall. I think, man, it's a really solid selection, and I can't film it. It's been killing me because this is so close, but we're here. We're making it happen today. $100 challenge is still in effect, and I see the first bottle I think I'm gonna add, but I'm not gonna have much to spend after that. We'll see though if it comes home. It's the Whiskey Tree Weeded. I just killed this bottle about a few days ago with Cardnotics, $79.99. So my friend Anthony and his wife are in from New York. We're gonna do a bourbon hunt with them pretty soon as well. But Whiskey Tree, we all really, really liked it. He enjoyed it. This is batch 1. It's 100 proof weeded. Very similar notes. It's just as sweet as like a Weller product, except I like that this is 100 proof. It made the best old fashioned I've ever had in my life. But I've been enjoying sipping this neat, and that bottle's gone now. So that's $80 though. That would leave me with 20, which isn't the worst. Maybe something else will pop out. I just recently dove into this Pendleton 10-year bourbon. It's a 10-year stated product for $45. It's actually really tasty. Anybody have experience with Pendleton's products? Also, Sweden's Cove. Anybody? $59.99. Last I heard, I believe that Sweden's Cove is Peyton Manning's whiskey. It's 110 proof, finished with toasted sugar maple wood. Let's see, produced and bottled by Sweden's Cove. So I don't know if they distill it. Whenever they say produce, it's one of those thin gray lines whenever they say produce and not distilled. So right here, they have the regular Four Roses single barrel, but this was this year's release for $44.99. This one is the OBSF. That is another good contender to come home. I do have the OESK, and I was a huge fan. I'm not sure if I tasted the OBSF yet. Got some JT Mellick stuff. Bywater. There's regular Bywater right here. This is the 4 grain for $50. Same company that makes this, the Whiskey Tree. Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond for $49.99. Pretty solid. That's a solid bourbon, one that always is gonna be on my shelf for sure. The Remus pick, so I'm guessing this is the same barrel that the other location we were just at off of Johnston Street had, but $55.99 for the pick. I just asked about Jefferson's cash strength. I was able to speak to the liquor manager to see when they're getting Jefferson's cash strength, and they still don't know yet. Like, they don't have a set date. There we go, some Green River, $35. That's another solid one to add. 80 plus 35 though, that's over 100. I cannot buy 2 of those. This is gonna be tough, man. That's what I'm saying. I normally don't limit myself to a certain price tag when doing these bourbon hunts. I just kind of get what I want or get what I need, or get things that I think would be interesting for the channel. But today, we're gonna do 100. Maybe next time we'll do 200. Maybe one time we'll splurge and go $500 whiskey budget or something crazy like that. But today we have to stick to 100, no more. Henry McKenna 10-year. This is a solid bottle, and it's $67.99 here at the store. A couple of the Angels Envy bottles right here. This is regular Woodford 00. So yeah, that's around the same price that the store pick was. $59.99 for the regular Woodford 00. Should we buy some Dickel? $49.99 for some Dickel 9-year? Don't tempt me with a good time. Solid. Recently just crushed this one. It's the new Bullet Bourbon. This is their own distillate, bottled and bond, 7-year product. If you're out bourbon hunting, and you're curious which one it is, you can obviously read, I know you can guys, but it's this brown and gold label. Also my favorite label too, because they have the orange and then they have the green for their rye, and some of their specialties look like this, but this just looks, I like that colorway, the copper with the brown. 7-year-old bottled in bond distillate, and it is so good for 55 bucks. I thought it was a contender for one of my favorite bottled in bond products right now, especially for the price, because right now my favorite, and I don't even see it, is Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast, but that's a $80 bottle, and not everyone has $80 to spend all the time. Got Widow Jane 10-year for $79.99. Michter's small batch bourbon, rare breed. Sometimes you could find them for a great price. I'm not saying that's totally bad price, but sometimes they'll get as low as like 52 bucks. That's whenever I try to pick those up. But I do need another rare breed. I just won't buy that today. Maker's Mark store picks, you guys know, this is probably one of the hardest ones for me to pass up. I love my Maker's Mark picks, and they have theirs for $80.99. They also have a Sazerac rye pick, 27 bucks for that. Rouse's single barrel. I actually have one at home, and I've also dumped one into the infinity barrel. This Smooth Ambler with the elephant. So we were at a bottle share last week, Cardnotics Anonymous, in from New York. We went to the bourbon, we call it the Bourbon Barbershop. It's a group of guys, Stoney the barber, Philip Medier, who makes Distillery Acadian, all of their products, including Cajun's Cut. Huge fan. We've done some barrel picks with Philip and his company. We all get together, meet up, and bring bottles. Sometimes we bring just wild stuff that they may not have tried, or, you know, just bring things that we think is interesting. Well, Wes brought a Willet Purple Top, and it was Jonathan Mazzano, who owns K-Luke, his last Willet Purple Top pick when he owned the liquor store. He brought that, and then somebody brought, I just remember the elephant. It was a rye though. This company right here, Smooth Ambler, and it was a rye. We blinded, I think, 2 or 3 people, and every single one of us said that the Smooth Ambler, the one with the elephant, was better than the Willet Purple Top. Pretty crazy. And that was like a $30 bottle, he told me, or like 45. This one's 43. The one that we had, I think, was like 30 to 40 bucks. And a Willet Purple Top, as we know, is like 300 plus. And I think his was $300. So just goes to show you, like, not saying that the Willet Purple Top is bad, but it just kind of goes to show you that everybody's taste is a little different, and sometimes we chase labels, or certain people chase bottles just for what it is. I don't know if I could spend 300 bucks on a bottle because of that reason, you know? Blind tastings really bring out some of the best whiskey, I think. Benchmark Single Barrel for $25.99. Killer bottle right there. I love me some Benchmark. Here is some of the basket. This is a perfect opportunity to show you guys what I mean by the basket, if I can get a decent shot in here. So, you have an Eagle Rare 10-year, 2 Penelope shooters, Rouse's brand of the dark cherries, and then in the back it looks like an old-fashioned pre-made cocktail. So you get all of these products for $75.99. 75 bucks. So everything in this basket equals MSRP. You're getting the Eagle Rare for, I'm guessing, around 45 bucks. The cherries for maybe 8. There's 2 shooters, not sure what they go for, and a pre-made old-fashioned. Right next to it, then they have a Baker's basket. So that's the Baker 7, a couple of Maker shooters, and then you get some Irvine's Precision Distilled Vodka for 100 bucks. Down here, a Kraken one with some Don Julio. Oh, that's the Angel's Envy Casher. That's what it is. And then next to that one, they have a Maker's Mark that looks like the Heart Release. This one you get the Bourbon Cream, not sure what that is, some Corazon tequila, and a wine. Eagle Rare basket's the most worth it. 75 bucks and you get those cherries. Like, I would actually probably use the cherries. I'd probably use the old-fashioned cocktail, pre-made cocktail. Definitely gonna take the shooters down, and I enjoy Eagle Rare. So yeah, it's not bad, you know. That's still, even, I think for that whole basket is still under secondary. I don't really know what Eagle Rare is on the secondary, but glad they had the baskets out so I could show you, because they're pretty much known for doing baskets here. Look at that. Any of you know about this Kentucky Owl? It is $515 for a Mardi Gras 11-year Kentucky Owl. That has to have been here since it came out. I mean, that is pretty hefty price tag. Jefferson's Ocean, you got the Jefferson's Rye Ocean, Jefferson's Tropics. Fun fact that I found out recently, I talked to the owner of Jefferson's, the founder, Mr. Trey Zoller, and I asked him, is Tropics kind of just a gimmick? Same thing with the Ocean? And he didn't take offense, it was really cool. He told me the exact story. And I know it says it on the bottle, I never noticed it until now. Finished in Singapore, that's all it says. I asked him, where is Tropics, where do you take it? He said, I ship it across the country. So technically, they go through like a voyage, but you know, kind of like its own ocean. He ships it across the country to Singapore, which is one of the hottest, most humid climates all year long. He ages those barrels for at least a year, I believe. I think 11 months to 14 months, somewhere around there, but around a year. ships it back here. So it's not a complete gimmick. You know, it's still spinning a year in one of those climates. I just thought that was cool because the word gimmick has been tossed around when it comes to Jefferson's, but they have the proof to back it. And I saw pictures when he went to Singapore. It looks beautiful. Some Bardstown en route. I'm a big fan of that one for $159. And then they have the Silver Oak for $164. Whistle Pig 12 years, $146. I don't really see the price for the 10. Here we go, some Kate Luke, that's batch 10 for $109.99. You got a store pick of the Elijah Craig single barrel for 92 bucks. There's that Wyoming again. Widow Jane Lucky 13 for $130. Some of the rabbit hole painting like style bottles. Wharfin barrel, Dickel 17. Actually had Dickel 17 and I gotta admit, wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Dickel 17, is it 250 good? No, but it's the best George Dickel I've ever had? Absolutely. These are pretty cool if you're a collector of the Jack Daniels, but the McLaren edition, $39.99. Listen, hey, I've been really digging some F1. F1's pretty fun, watching these races. They don't have the Heaven Hill grain to glass like the last location did, but maybe that's a sign, you know, maybe I need to buy 2 bottles. The goal is to try to buy at least 2 bottles. I could buy a bunch of low proofers, but I want to get something that I do need. Okay, if I get the Whiskey Tree, we're looking at 80 bucks. $80 for the Whiskey Tree, which literally leaves me with $20 more. That's it. I don't know if there's another bottle on the shelf that I would pay just 24. Let's see. Maybe we can get something for the Infinity Barrel. Okay, I know what we're doing. Let's do it. Grabbing the Whiskey Tree, 80 bucks. I got $20 more to spend. This Benchmark 8, 175. $22.99. On sale for 17 bucks, 18 bucks. Still have $2. No, I'm kidding. So we're gonna grab these 2 bottles. This one's gonna be a drinker, obviously, the Whiskey Tree. I'm gonna dump this into the Infinity Barrel when we get home. Stay tuned for that. All right, y'all, so we made it home. We're done with the bourbon hunt today. Today we did a $100 challenge. These were the bottles I got. I know you guys saw it in the bourbon hunt, but I don't know if we've even showed you this. Come check this out. This is the Whiskier Infinity Barrel. I have a full 53-gallon barrel in my garage. We've been having it for almost a year now, huh? Almost a year, and it's about halfway full. People reach out to me to contribute. You can send bottles to me, order it to the local Total Wine. I go pick them up. Just huge thanks to everyone that's contributed so far. I've probably put in 30 bottles myself. And today, I only had $100 to spend. This came out to 80. This was on sale for 18 bucks, I think. So I thought this is perfect for the Infinity Barrel. Benchmark 8. Here we go into the barrel. Give it a little, look at that. But that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys are interested or you enjoyed this style where we kind of stick to a budget and kind of make it a challenge, let me know down below if we should do more or if you have any good ideas. And real quick before we go, let's get a taste of this. Check this out. Shout out to Philip with Distillery Acadian. He made this new Whiskey Thief for me. He made it out of a 20, did he say a 20 millimeter? I'm not exactly sure the bullet size, but I'm gonna dip it in. Take it out. It pours like the perfect 1.5 ounce pour. Look at that. Let's get a taste. Almost a year of a bunch of different bourbons mixing together. Smells great. It's really good. It tastes a lot like Wild Turkey Rare Breed to me, but like a little bit more vanilla. Big fan. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you check out the links below and we'll see you in the next one.